Welcome back to Jordan's Everyday DIY. Today's video is all about charcuterie boards. Okay, and if I have to be honest, I had to really practice how to say charcuterie. I like to call them grazing boards actually. So from now on, that's what we'll call them. And they are so fun to do, and it's really popular right now. A lot of people are doing them. If you go on Pinterest, you can see a ton of different ideas. And I think some people get a little bit intimidated by them, but honestly, they are so easy. And I'm gonna show you just one easy one that I'm gonna throw together tonight. It's actually the Super Bowl, and I thought this would be a great time to just whip one of these up for my husband and I and show you how I do it. So the first thing you want to think about when doing one of these boards is what you're going to put it on. And there's so many different things you can use. A charcuterie board is typically like a big cutting board, a wood board, something like this you could use. This is actually what I'm going to use today. It's one of the cutting boards that I use here in my kitchen, mainly for decoration. You can use a huge platter. You could use, one thing I love using, I have a wood Lazy Susan, and that is really fun. When I've done like a Mexican themed night or a pasta night, it's really fun to put things on that round Lazy Susan. Another thing you could do is take a baking sheet and cover that with paper. That looks really cute too. And probably my favorite way when I'm doing it for a big party or a big crowd is to use that brown butcher paper. You guys have seen me use that in other things. I absolutely love it. If I can find a picture of my daughter-in-law's sprinkle that we did for her second baby, that is what we did for the food. And I actually took this whole island and put down the butcher paper. And I love it because you can mix different bowls and plates in with it, but you can also write with a black Sharpie on it, so it looks really cool. Once you've decided what you're going to use your board for, and obviously how many people you're feeding, you need to think about that as well. Since this is just kind of a Super Bowl snack for my husband and I, this is the size that we're doing. And if you guys know my husband at all, you know he loves to eat. So the next thing you want to think about is what kind of food you want to use. Do you want to do a theme? Do you want to do your typical board that people usually do, like meats and cheeses and fruits? I've seen some that are so cute that are all desserts, and I'm actually excited to do one of those for Valentine's this year. So just think about some special occasions that you have coming up. I think I'm going to do a version of this for Valentine's Day for my husband and I. It's really hard here in Michigan right now to get into a restaurant for Valentine's because the seating is so limited. So think about something like that. It is a fun, romantic thing to do as well as something for parties. So let's get started. I laid out here the different food that I'm going to use, and I think that's key. You can get, I think, a little bit overwhelmed thinking about how to place everything, but if you have everything out that you want to use on your board, it helps to look at everything in the size. And another thing that I like to set out are mini bowls or plates that I'll be using on top of my board. So I love using different size ramekins like this. I love this bowl. I use this a lot for hummus. I love doing a Mediterranean plate. So this is great for dips and hummus. And this is what I'm actually going to start off with. Another thing, if you're doing it for a holiday, like when I do my Valentine's one, I have little heart-shaped bowls. So that's really cute to use. So just, you can get creative with that. I like to put this bowl, and I don't know how good you guys can see this, but I'm going to put this off to the corner like that. And actually, I think I'm going to go around and flip this camera now so you guys can get a better angle at what I'm doing. Okay, great. Now I think you can see this board a lot better. So first I place this bigger bowl on top of my board, And I am going ahead and going to put this spinach artichoke and Parmesan dip that I bought. Now, one thing that I absolutely love about doing these boards is that basically everything for them you can just grab at the grocery store. I got this at one of our local grocery stores. However, I think even better is to go to like a more fancier, like a vegetable and fruit market, because they have really fun delis, different items that you can pick up that aren't necessarily found at a regular grocery store. So I'm doing this bowl first. Next, I want to think about laying out like a shape. I did pick this up and I thought it said on the little thing that put it together what this was. This looks like broccolini to me, but it had a different name on it at the grocery store. So I'm not 100% sure what this is, but one thing that I love to pick out is some greens. Now, we're not necessarily going to eat these, or at least not tonight with our snacks, but I just love adding that freshness to the board, and I love the pop of color with it. Okay, and this is just kind of fun. You can play around with it. I also bought some bread. This is sourdough bread. One thing that I think I always put on one of these boards is grapes. I just love how easy they are to put on here. I love the space that they take up, and they're just really easy to eat as well. And they just look really pretty on these boards. Don't be afraid to go in, you know, with your scissors and cut things so they lay better. I would love to know if you guys have made any of these and for what occasion you did it for. Okay, I am going to take the blueberries and actually dump them in this bowl. Whoops, I'm gonna get a little bit messy with it. That's okay. That's another thing you can think about too is like if you want a color theme, you know, you can do a bunch of different colors, or I've seen ones that are really pretty that they use all white, and I think that looks, I love white, so I think that's a great idea. Some of the cheeses that I bought, it's kind of fun. I am not one of those people that know like what to pair what cheese with, but this is an espresso cheese, and I thought that sounded really cool. We're big coffee people here. And that's the thing with these boards. It's like, don't be afraid to move things around and try different things. I got two kinds of cheese. I got this blueberry and vanilla goat cheese. These pita chips, and I bought some sea salt flatbread crackers. Okay, another thing that I think is very traditional for these boards is some salami or some kind of meat. These are some hunter sticks that my husband had made up after we went to Nebraska. I went ahead and peeled these little clementines. I thought that was really cute. Let's see, I am running out of room here fast, which is fun. That's what you want. You want it to look really full. Okay, and then the last thing that I did, and I've actually never ate one of these, but I'm excited to try it tonight, is I got some of these little, that star fruit. I really wanted to get some figs. I've never tried fig either, and I thought today would be a good time to try it, but they did not have that at the grocery store. So that's another thing too, is that you just kind of go along with what you can find when you go to the store. I'm going to take a little bit of these greens here and use this as a garnish. I already stuck a little bit of the pita in there, so it just gives a really cute presentation. I'm gonna flip this around so you guys can see it. As you can see how quick and easy that was. Honestly, it took me longer at the grocery store to grab all this stuff than it did to throw this together. So I hope that gave you some ideas to create your own charcuterie board. And if you guys liked this video, we would love for you to give it a thumbs up and hit the follow button. We are working on some really fun projects around here, and I can't wait to show them to you. Until next time, stay blessed.